We're back. Welcome back to school. We're going to look at two plays, two unbelievable catches in two games that went down to the wire. Let's start in Alabama with LSU, Alabama, Thaddeus Moss. And the ruling on the field was a catch, and this went to review, and there were a lot of people questioning, well, why did this stay a catch? Because he did step out prior to coming back in bounds and being the first to touch. So here's the deal. On the field, the officials ruled that Moss was forced out of bounds. They said that contact forced him out of bounds. So in college, if a player is forced out of bounds, a receiver, he can come back in, reestablish, and be the first to touch. Now, the contact is not reviewable. What replay can look at, they can look at whether he stepped out, which he did. You can see the left foot is out of bounds. They can look at whether he reestablished with any body part, and he did get actually both feet down. He would only have to get one foot down, but he got both feet down in bounds, and then he appeared to make the catch, get control, and still have the feet down in bounds. So it stood in replay, a lot of questions as to why, but the key was the contact forced Moss out of bounds. Mechanically, the official should throw his hat if he has the receiver out of bounds. It happened so quickly. Try to make that call in real time. It's really difficult, but they did establish that he was forced out, so he can come back in and be the first to touch, and that's why the call stood. Interesting story, Thaddeus Moss. Well, Thaddeus Moss is Randy Moss, Randy Moss's son. Randy Moss used to work with us at Fox Sports, and he told me a story one time, which I will never forget. It's one of the funniest stories I've ever heard, and I wish I could do it justice, but if you ever run into Randy Moss, just ask him about the Megalodon story. So the Megalodon is a prehistoric shark. If you've seen the movie The Meg with Jason Statham, unbelievable. Love the movie. A little bit far-fetched, but I love the movie. The Megalodon is a prehistoric shark. Where else do you get this kind of information? It's a 50 to 60 foot prehistoric shark that used to roam the seas millions and millions and millions of years ago. So the Discovery Channel does this documentary about these marine biologists that are going out to look for the Megalodon off the coast of South Carolina. But they did it in a way that it was like real. Right? So Randy Moss is watching this documentary, and he thinks it's real. He thinks the Megalodon is really swimming off the coast of South Carolina. Randy is a big fisherman. He loves to fish. He didn't go fishing for a month in the ocean because he thought this giant 60-foot shark was patrolling the waters off of where he lived. Finally, someone was like, you know that's not real, right? And they told him that it wasn't real, so he went back in the water. But I don't know when you're ever going to run into Randy Moss, but if you do, ask him about the Megalodon story. It's hysterical. Moving on, let's go to TCU Baylor, undefeated Baylor, trying to stay undefeated. In overtime, fourth down, pass ruled incomplete, and you can see why the official ruled the pass incomplete. He had the receiver out of bounds. This is an unbelievable play. Goes to review, and it's overturned properly in replay because the receiver is going to get control of the football. He's going to get his right hand down in bounds before anything touches out of bounds. He's going to maintain control of the ball when he hits the ground, and then the defender is going to kick the ball out of his hand. So he completes the catch in bounds by getting the hand down, landing in bounds with control, maintaining that control, and that defender knocking the ball out is not part of the catch process. Overturned in replay, touchdown, game continues. Now, Baylor eventually won the game in the third overtime, but an unbelievable catch, unbelievable job of overturning it in replay. Interesting difference between the college rule and the NFL rule. In college, a hand will put a player down in bounds. In the NFL, a hand will not. It has to be both feet or another body part other than a hand. Wrist is part of the hand. So in the NFL, this would have been a much closer call because the forearm would have had to been down, clearly down, before the rest of the body landed out of bounds. But that's the rule. Great play, great catch, two unbelievable catches, and a good use of replay in both. That's back to school. Hopefully this guy, hopefully this guy will be back next week, and we'll have some more great college football action for you. Take care, guys.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.